Okay, I'm back. I did Manchester United real quick, and you can see theirs come out really actually fairly solid for being an AC team. Their attacking ratings are coming off the C chart, but they rolled some pretty good ratings with Nani getting a 3 as the lowest one. So you can kind of see what that matchup looks like. Okay, so at this point, you'd be ready to play the game. I have actually added some things that I do this. I added my own fatigue system. I'm not going to do that here, but basically I track how often players are called on for a matchup, who wins and all that stuff. And then I decrease the actual ratings here once they've been called on for a fourth matchup. But I'm not going to do that just for demonstrating purposes here. So, so the game starts. I'm going to reset here. So we're basically at the beginning of the game, and you'll say flip time, boom, so we flip. So the first matchup of the game, first off, we see 3 minutes passed, so we're 3 minutes in the game, and the first matchup is formation 5 for the home team, formation 8 for the away team. So if you remember, I showed you the formation chart. So you go to the formation, and we know that City is a 4-3-3. And we said for home, they're 5, so that's a 3 for City on this matchup. And 4-4-2 and 8 for United is a 3 as well. So there's no modification. The FAC, if there's a modification, will say like a +1 or whatever next to it. So both of them are 3s for this matchup. That means no one wins this matchup. When no one wins the matchup, this is also where you check for a possible card. And in this case, you use these discipline ratings we talked about. So for City, if we check the random number and it's 1 to 5, it would be a card. 47 to 50 would be a card for United. These are all independent, so I don't flip again. The random number is 3. So a City player is going to get a card, okay? And you use this player thing right here, and it says S2. So that means that Silva gets a yellow card, and I just put a yellow here in the 3rd minute, so he's right out the gate with a yellow card. All right, so then you just do it again. We flip again, and wow, we got another formation matchup. 3 more minutes went by. We're at 6 minutes, and it looks like it stayed with the 5-8, which is kind of crazy. That did not, no one wins that matchup. We already know that's 3-3. The random number is 29. That falls between the 5 and 47. So no cards in this sequence. All right, so now we go again. So now we're getting a player matchup here. So again, 3 minutes went by. It can be anywhere from 1 to 6 minutes it goes by. So we're at the 9th minute of the game. And what we're looking at here for this matchup is the S3 player for the home team with a modification to his rating of +1. Matched up with the D3 player for the away team. So we're going to look here at Nasri's S3. He was a 2. He becomes a 3 because he's got that +1 on the FAC. All right, so now he's a 3, and he is matched up against the D3 player, which is Ferdinand. Rio had rolled a 6, so it's a 6-3 win for Man United in this matchup. Now, normally when you win a matchup, you generate an attack, unless it's from a defensive player. When that happens, the only way to generate an attack is if you pass the counterattack check. So here's what you check here. See, this is counterattack check, and it says if the defense that just won the matchup has an attacking rating of A or B. Well, United's a C, so they do not pass the counter. They don't generate a counterattack here. If they did, it would be a 5-1 counterattack, and we go to the 5-1 chart. This stands for defense-initiated attack. So in this case, they have just squashed the City attack by winning the matchup, and since there wasn't an attack, we also checked the random number, and it is there is no since there's no attack, and we see it's a 12, so there is no card given here. Okay, so at this point, I usually am tracking stuff in terms of like matchups and stuff. I'm not doing any of that here. You just flip the card again. 2 minutes went by. We're in the 11th minute. This is a defensive matchup in the midfield with DM2 against DM2. So we look here and we say Barry for City is a 5, and Michael Carrick, he's a 6 for United. So United wins this matchup 6-5. And again, because it's defensive, you have to pass the counterattack check. So here you look and you say, if it's A to G. Well, we said City, United is a C. So they do generate a counterattack, and it's a 6-3 counterattack based on this win. So we go to the counterattack, or the attacking cards. You look here, 6-3. And it was won by a midfielder. So you read the description here. It's a 50-50 balls won, a good run forward. Okay, so if you'll notice, it doesn't tell us who has the ball. So what that means is the person that won the matchup has the ball, which means Carrick has the ball. A lot of times it'll tell you, hey, good challenge won, fine crossfield pass to A1, and you get A1 off of here, so S1 would have it, and if S1 had won, it'd be S2. But in this case, it doesn't tell you that. So we know Michael Carrick has the ball, and we're just going to use this attack number. Boom, attack number 2. And I'm going to go here, and it says shot from long range, S12. So it, again, doesn't give you an S. The S is who shoots. So see here, it says A1. In this case, it never told me that someone other than Carrick had the ball and he's shooting from long range. So Carrick is shooting the shot, and we're going to use the S12 card, okay? What that means is Carrick basically won the ball. He dribbles in. He's taking a long-range shot. We're going to use the S12 card. First thing you do as well is you look at any adjustments. There's no adjustments. This is where it'll also tell you if there's like a rare play or whatever, and then the shot number. So we're basically just using the number 9 off the chart. That could say player, meaning use the player rating, which in Carrick's case is 0, so that wouldn't have adjusted. Or it'll give you an actual adjustment, like a +1, -1, something like that. In this case, it's none, and so we're just going to use 9. So we're going to go and grab the S12 shot card. And S12 is a long-range shot. We go to 9, and the keeper saves well despite deflection, okay? So it was a shot on target, but it was saved. And here's another thing I think is cool about this, is that the better the shot that's generated by the attack, the more chances of a goal. So a long-range shot does not generate a lot of potential goals or even corners or anything like that. But like a close-range shot, you can see here it's just peppered with goals. So the better the attack, the better the shots that get generated, better chances of scoring. And so, again, there's more depth to the game. It's not just as random as I think some people think it is. So in this case, that possession is done, and we start over. So we're going to flip again, and 1 minute went by here. So we're in the 12th minute, and this is another midfield battle between AM1 and AM1. And you'll see the strikers are always going to be matched up against defenders. Midfielders can be matched up against midfielders and defenders. So midfielders are pretty important in terms of how they match up. Okay, so AM1 versus AM1, no modification. So Torre is a 4. He's a 4. Giggs is, again, a 6. We know that. So, we had done Carrick before. Giggs is a 6, though. So Ryan Giggs wins this one as a 6-4 matchup, and he's attacker, so there's no need to check a counterattack. We just move straight to a 6-4 attack, okay? Which I already have out here. And it was a midfielder. He's a midfielder. He wins it. It says, well-placed header under pressure to A1. Okay, so A1 here is S1, all right? So that means that Giggs won this matchup and heads the ball to Rooney. So now Rooney has the ball, okay? And then I just take this attack number 11, and I move here, and I go read the description. And it says, bundled off the ball, no foul given. So City's defense was able to thwart the attack. There's no foul. City forces a turnover, and that matchup attack is done. All right, so now we move to the next one. And we say this is a DM1 for the home team, DM2 with a -1. So we go to DM1, that's Lescott, he's a 5, against Carrick, who is also a 6, but he's a -1, so that becomes a 5. So it's a tie, 5-5. No one wins the matchup. I check the random number. It's 45, which is outside the range. 47 and higher would be a potential card. So no card there. So we're going to flip again. All right, here's a team rating. So we're going to use the team rating here. 5 minutes went by there. We're at the 22nd minute. So team rating number 3. So this is where we use these off of here. So for the home team, it's a team number 3. So that is a 4 for City, and for United, it's a 5. So they win 5-4. But if you remember, I mentioned the D. This means there's no chance for a counterattack. We're not checking for a counterattack. They have thwarted the attack. There's no defense, or no potential that basically their defense clamped down, stopped the attack. And check the random number. No card. All right, so we're gonna flip again. This time we're gonna get the home team D3 against Rooney. He's the S1. So D3 is Vincent Kompany. So he is a 6, and he's a +1 here, and Rooney was a 5. So what you do here, none of the charts go above 6. So since he was a +1 and he wins this matchup 7-5, you shift it down, it becomes a 6-4. So it doesn't matter though, because they won. He's the defender. He stops Rooney's attack here. And we check to see, do they pass the counterattack check? Well, they're an A, so they do. So this is a 4-2 counterattack. So I grab the 4-2 chart, and I look here, and I say it was stopped by a defender. So good interception by Kompany, strong run to the halfway line, and a pass to A1. So he's passed it ahead to AM2. So Milner has the ball as I move into this 4-2 attack. I then use that 7. I go down here, and it says tackle is cleverly evaded. Good pass to S splits the defense. Well, the S in this case is DM1. So Lescott is going to be the shooter in this case. So Lescott is going to be taking a S8 shot. We'll see what that looks like. Before we do that, we're going to say, okay, the adjustment is the player. Lescott is a 0, so no adjustment there. And the number's a 2. So he's using the 2, and we're going to go to S8 and see what that looks like. So an S8 shot is a shot on the turn, and we go to 2. It's a high hit over the bar. So goal kick. City got the shot, but didn't get anything out of it. So then we flip again, and we're back to the formation table. That's a 6 on each one. So we go here. We see 4 and 4. Again, that's a draw. Nobody wins this one. If they did, they have that D, so they would shut down. But checking again to see any card. Number 33, there's no card. All right. Flip again, and here we're going to have a matchup between Ashley Young and Vincent Kompany again. So Kompany is a 6. Ashley Young was a 6. They cancel each other out. No one wins that matchup, and there is no card given. So we're going to flip again. This time, Ashley Young again against Richards. And wow, 6 and 6 again. There was no modification, so nothing happens. They cancel out. Oh, but we do have another card that is given here because City has a 1-5 and it's a 4. So player that is given the card here is going to be DM2. So Barry is going to get a card in the 38th minute. So right, yellow. 38th minute. All right, and then we flip here. Next matchup is S2, which is Danny Welbeck. He's a 6, but he's a +1 against Kompany, who's a 6. So he wins this matchup, and like I said, you don't go 7-6, it becomes a 6-5 win. He's a striker, so they win this matchup and generate a 6-5 attack. So I go here to 6-5 attack, and we go to the S. So ball is laid off well to A1 under severe pressure. So A1 means AM2, that's Nani. So that means Nani has the ball as we enter the attack chart. We go to 9. It says hurried passes intercepted. And so this means City has defended it, and it says A1 launches a counter. So we look up here and we say S3. So this means Nasri has launched a counter for City. So now we're going to grab the 5-4 chart, we're on a 5-4 counterattack for City. They have the ball, and we're going to flip to get another attack number. So it's a 1. We're going to go 5-4 attack. Neat, we're in S, so neat footwork, defender's tackles evaded. And we go to 1. It says side down, referee action, free kick no. So this is indirect free kick. And we go to the referee chart, okay? So on the referee chart, we go to the random number, and we say 13. It says the offender is booked, okay? And the thing you do for the defenders, we're going to go here and we're going to see defense, DM2. So for DM2, Michael Carrick is booked in the 41st minute. And City will have an indirect free kick, okay? So we're going to use the indirect free kick card. That's the free kick no. And we flip, and we get a 10. Get a 10 here. And we go to 10, and the ball is headed into space by NHB. And I'm sorry, I should have done this at the beginning. You're supposed to write down your targets. NHB is targets. So I'm just going to go 1. Hold on. Each team has 3 targets. I'm going to say 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll go 1, 2, and 3. These are the guys that are going to be in the box on set pieces. All right. So you see number 10, it says headed into space by NHB. I look here, NHB is 1. So that means for City, Aguero was number 1. So Aguero is going to be our shooter, and he is going to be getting an S15 shot. It means it was headed into space, and he has a drive from the edge of the area. The shot number is 1, but the player is the adjustment. He's a 3, so this becomes a 4. And we go to 4 here, and keeper watches as the ball goes just over. So again, City gets a shot, but it's not on target. It goes off for a goal kick, and United has dodged a bullet. All right, flip again. We're into extra time, as you can see here, and we're an S1 against D3 matchup. So Company, but he's a -1, so he becomes a 5. And then S1 is Rooney. Rooney's a 5. So it's a draw, 5-5. Random number is 5. That means another yellow card to be handed out. And we go to player, and that's S1. So Aguero gets a yellow card. All right, and we flip again. Oh, it won't go any further. So that means that the half is ended. So the half is ended with no score, 0-0. We generate a little bit of offense, but both defenses are playing pretty tough. This is a long video. I hope it gives you a little bit of an idea of how the game plays. Once you get it down, it moves pretty quick. I love the color that it gives you, and just the depth of the game is a little bit more than people, I think, realize. The other thing I like is when you bring in subs, you roll on the chart, and you subtract 1 from their rating. What I like about this is, let's say that for Nasri, he's a 2, and I'm like, well, I want to bring someone in because I can roll a higher number here. I might roll a number that's higher than that. I might roll this this 3 and get a 1, and then subtract 1, he's a 0. So some may come in and be a 0. You just never know what you're going to get, which I think really is a good simulation of what, when managers pull someone off the bench and hoping they give them something, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So anyway, I just wanted to share this. I know I emailed you this game a while back, but what I like about this game is I'm able to just play it pretty quickly and easily in the evening if I don't have a lot of time, but it gives me a lot of color to the game, a lot of description.